Welcome, everyone. Good morning to those who are gathered here in the sanctuary and to all who are joining online today. We begin this morning with a choral prelude from the UU Seville Choir. Thank you, UU Seville Choir. So welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Charlottesville. My name is Angela Orbaugh, and my pronouns are she and her. And I'm pleased to be leading worship this morning with Reverend Tim Timerson, Music Director Scott DeVoe, Board President Pam McIntyre, and the amazing UU Seville Choir. This sanctuary was built over 70 years ago on the homeland of the Monacan people, and it was once cared for by enslaved people from Africa and their descendants. We honor all who have dwelt here and all in our congregation whose lives led us to this moment of our gathering. I now invite us to take a moment to greet others. Those online, you may unmute. Those here in the sanctuary or the social hall, you are welcome to greet your neighbors, especially those you do not know.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. I've got my tech team with me today. They will be with you next week as well.
Great.
I love the energy and excitement in here today. We offer a special welcome to newcomers and invite you to join us for fellowship after the service in the social hall. Please use one of our red coffee mugs and join us for conversation at the newcomers table as well, which also has a red tablecloth on it. UU Seville members and friends, you are reminded to offer a warm welcome to anyone with a red mug. Now there's also a live stream right now in the social hall. Everyone is invited here and welcome in the sanctuary, but if you wanted a little roomier space, then the social hall might be a great option for you. Many thanks to everyone who is helping us share worship, both in the sanctuary and online today. Our greeters and ushers, our hospitality team, and special thanks to our AV tech team led by Jedi Rachel Buckland. And now we have greetings from board member Chris Little.
Good morning, everyone. It's great to see you all. The last time I was up here in this capacity, I shared a story about how my family and others in our congregation were benefiting tremendously from our partnership with Pacham, serving and having meals with the homeless men of Charlottesville. This is in keeping with our strategic theme of proximity. The closer we are to the people in our community who are oppressed, are challenged, are experiencing struggles in other forms, the more powerful the healing and the more powerful the transformation all around. The last time I was scheduled to be up here in the same capacity, it was because my family was at the Haven also serving meals, and again as a result of a partnership that UU-Seville has in our community. So this is really to highlight that we do have partnerships, and there are many other ones too, some of which we saw a few weeks ago, celebrating volunteers, Sin Barreras, Charlotte's, Central Virginia Community Justice, and so forth. That the opportunity for proximity exists in many of the partnerships that UU-Seville has in the community, and through people in our congregation perhaps who also have partnerships that may not be kind of formally part of UU-Seville yet. So if you haven't found your proximity fit yet, I can't speak highly enough of the transformational power of proximity in terms of not just our influence on others, but actually their influence on ours. It helps make for more open minds and for more loving hearts and for more helping hands among us as much as anywhere else. So if you haven't found your proximity fit yet, I encourage you to keep looking, keep asking among the congregation here, and thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Here are this morning's announcements. Join us today following the service for our monthly Newcomer Circle. If you are new to UU-Seville and to Unitarian Universalism, join Reverend Tim and several lay leaders for about 30 minutes of relaxed conversation on the patio near the back door of the social hall. Also, Protest 101. Many of us are feeling called to protest, wanting to know more about how to do it safely, how to do it effectively. So on Sunday, June 1st, right after the service, the Mosaic Squad has invited a local activist who is on the steering committee of Indivisible Charlottesville to lead us through a brief orientation on protesting. The session will cover simple do's and don'ts, safety tips, and local regulations governing protest and actions. We will meet here in the sanctuary from 12:30 to 1:15. Today, if you have some questions, there's a table in the social hall called the Take Action Table. You can go there and ask your questions about this Protesting 101. Also a reminder that a lunch and program about planned giving will take place immediately following the service at 12:15 in the lower hall 2. RSVPs were requested, but even if you did not RSVP, please come by and join us today. Another reminder, the annual congregation meeting will take place on Sunday, June 8, immediately following the service, and we will vote on the 2025-26 proposed budget. We will elect new members to the Board of Trustees, nominating, and personnel committees. We will also receive a report about our long-range plan and share our appreciation for those leaders who have completed their terms of service. A couple of things that may not be on the slide up there. There's also a table in the social hall today that addresses the new flooring that will be installed in the social hall and the hallways. There are a selection of tiles. You may cast your vote. They're working on a voting system. So you may cast your vote on the color of the tile at the social hall tiles vote table. When I was there at that table, I also spied a bowl of free spinach. So we welcome you to help yourself to free spinach.
This spinach is really good.
Good morning, everyone. See you this morning. So welcome to New Member Sunday here at the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Charlottesville. We are delighted to welcome new members into our congregation in a few minutes. And this morning, Angela and I would like to begin with some of my favorite opening words in Unitarian Universalism by Reverend Richard Gilbert. We bid you welcome, who come with weary spirits seeking rest.
Who come with troubles that are too much with you, who come hurt or afraid.
We bid you welcome, who come with hope in your heart.
Who come filled with anticipation and excitement, who come with gladness and joy.
We bid you welcome, who are seekers of a new kind of spiritual community.
Who come to question and explore, who come to learn and to grow.
We bid you welcome, who enter this congregation as a homecoming.
Whoever you are and wherever you have come from, we bid you welcome. I now invite Bev Thierwechter to light our flaming chalice today. Will you please join in saying our chalice lighting words?
Go ahead.
We gather this hour as people of faith, with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning in celebration of the life we share together. And now you can join me in doing our hand motions. Our hand is flat like the matchbook. Our finger is the match. We light this chalice to celebrate Unitarian Universalism. This is the church of open minds. This is the church of helping hands. This is the church of loving hearts. Now let us rise and sing hymn number 368, Now Let Us Sing.
And by the way, this hymn has sort of two voices in it. And in good UU fashion, we'll let you decide and choose which voice you feel is most comfortable for you. So please rise. Well, as I said a moment ago, today is a very special day here at the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Charlottesville as we welcome new members into our community. As a congregation, we seek new members because we need them. We need their energy, their passion, their creativity, their wisdom, their stories and experiences, their hopes and their dreams. We also seek new members because we believe we have something special to share. A religious tradition centered in love and freedom, and a congregation that, as our mission states, nurtures mind, heart, body, and spirit, while also working for equity, justice, and peace for all people and for the planet. This is the congregation our new members are joining today, and we are so blessed that they have chosen to share their lives with all of us. So the membership committee invites those who have signed the membership book between this Sunday and Sunday a year ago when we had our new member ceremony. I believe we have a slide with all those names. I believe that's 27 people who have signed the membership book in the last year. We also invite folks to submit a photo and bio. Not everyone was able to do that, but for those who did, Angela and I would now like to just take a moment to share Rachel will share the photos, and Angela and I will read the bio so you can get to know our new members, and then we'll invite them to come forward. So let's begin with Marguerite David. Marguerite is so happy to be part of UUCville. She discovered Unitarian Universalism when she lived in Chicago and Tallahassee before moving to this area in 2002. She's a counselor and social worker and passionate about providing pet loss support. She's a dog and a tree lover.
Next, we have Terry and Rosemary Finnegan. Terry and Rosemary have been UUs since meeting in college in Seattle. They were married in the Fairfax Unitarian Church in 1964 and have attended UU churches across the country, most recently All Souls Church in Washington, D.C. They retired to Charlottesville after living many years in Arlington, Virginia. Their daughter, Kathy Sanders, and her husband, Bob, are members of the Charlottesville congregation, and their grandchildren, Ian and Aaron, grew up in this church.
And Terry told me, Ian graduated from UVA yesterday. Woohoo! Bridget and Shelley Moss. Bridget joined UUCville this past May, after starting back at regular attendance since February. She lives with her husband, Shelley, also a new member, and their teenager, Riley. Bridget and Shelley lived in Charlottesville since late 2004. Bridget enjoys music, comedy, reading, traveling, and is interested in social justice issues. Shelley joined UUCville in this month. He lives with his wife, Bridget, and Riley. Shelley works at the UVA School of Data Science as a research administrator. Shelley enjoys hiking, reading, traveling, and is interested in outdoor sports.
Next, we have Joan Cast. In response to good energy welcomes and inspiring services last summer and fall, Joan happily signed the historical membership book in November 2024. Relatively new to the area and currently living 50 miles away on Lake Anna, Joan hopes to move closer to Charlottesville. She is deeply grateful for Sunday services, social gatherings that enhance the community, and a multitude of ways to be engaged in living her values. She says, "Thank you all."
Hayden Ardrey. Hayden is a Charlottesville native, a house carpenter turned cabinet maker, a poet, dancer, singer, and friend. Throughout his teens and adulthood, Hayden has always had between 1 and 5 dogs. His current and only furry companion is an old female hound named Birdie. His longtime friend and housemate Ruth, who is also a new member today, and you'll be seeing Ruth's profile in a minute, helps take care of Birdie. He joins UU for membership in the Episcopal Church, for recognition of truth in many paths, for the joy of diversity, and for the challenge of authenticity. He looks forward to being part of an open-minded and kind-hearted community.
Next is Judith Zwillich. And Judith moved to Charlottesville last July along with her husband Clifford and their 2 dogs. They are now closer to their sons and can visit them more often. They are retired and greatly enjoy all that the community has to offer. UUCville is such a wonderful place, and Judith looks forward to being part of the church.
Ashley Cooley. Ashley is pictured here with son Sam and husband Ben. Moved back to Charlottesville last summer after living in Tennessee for many years. She likes hiking, cooking, singing, and exploring her new community.
Next, we have Chris Lamb and Carrie Joyner. Chris and Carrie have been attending since November 2024. They live in the Belmont area and look forward to building connections and friendships with the congregation. Chris is originally from California and moved here a year and a half ago from Maryland. Carrie just moved a few months ago from Keysville, Virginia. They both love hiking and travel. Carrie loves languages and is currently learning Spanish, so she'd love to find a language partner to practice with. And I know we have several in this congregation.
We do. Ruth Venetian, who I referenced a minute ago. Ruth is a single mom of her adopted niece, a caretaker of the infirmed, a survivor, and a friend. Ruth chooses the light. Her favorite place is Hawaii, where she recently visited her longtime friend and resident of the island. She attended high school in downtown Charlottesville and at the Living Education Center for Ecology and the Arts. She spent formative years as a child living in Yogaville and was born in Queens, New York. She has 2 beautiful dogs, one sweet and one a little sour.
There's a theme going on, yes. Jess Cummings and Eli Turner. Eli, Jess, and Gus began attending UUCville after the 2024 election, seeking a welcoming and inclusive community and looking for ways to transform fear and frustration into love and action. They moved back to Charlottesville last year and enjoy camping with dogs, hiking, reading, and singing. Jess is excited to offer tea ceremonies at UU soon.
I have 4 cats, if that helps. But Sue Gorham. Thank you, Walter. Sue joined UUCville in September of 2024. She lives in the Colonnades retirement community. She was born in Brooklyn, New York, and has lived in Westchester County, New York, the Berkshires in Massachusetts, and Sarasota, Florida. She moved to Charlottesville in 2017. She enjoys spending time with friends at the Colonnades, with her fabulous son, Jimmy, her even more fabulous daughter-in-law, Bev, and her grandchildren. Sorry, Jimmy.
Tamara Helms began attending UUCville in August 2023 after moving to Virginia to be closer to her sister and extended family. She is grateful for finding a place of belonging in this wonderful community, enjoying new friendships, and helping out with hospitality, food pantry, and with the Sin Barreras preschool program. One highlight for her has been being part of the planning circle and attending the Dream Quest retreat this past spring. Tamara is retired. She loves walking in the woods, gardening, and playing games. She is also an avid cross-stitcher. She lives with her lady cat, her cat Nancy. She is pleased. Her son recently moved to Falls Church, Virginia, and she also has 2 lovely grown daughters living in Indiana.
Madeline Pace. Madeline started attending UUCville in the summer of 2023, joined in November of 2024. She was born and raised in Charlottesville and is currently a student at PVCC. Madeline enjoys being part of the UUCville young adult group as well as the wider UUCville community. Okay.
Kim Anderson. Kim, pictured with youngest daughter Lenora, has been attending UUCville since December 2024. She has lived in Charlottesville, though, since 2008 and currently resides in the Fifeville neighborhood with her husband, Colin, of 18 years, 3 daughters, ages 11, 13, and 16, and their Labradoodle, Riggins. She is a transplant from the Midwest, the Nebraska-Minnesota area. and grew up as a pastor's kid in the Lutheran Church. She has loved entering into a new church experience that allows for questions, wanderings, and mystery. She enjoys anything creative and is a longtime crocheter. She is currently in school seeking a master's degree in clinical mental health.
Wonderful. And finally, Romantha Turner Miller. Romantha joined UUCville this month after attending services or Zooming in sporadically for the past year. She's grateful to have found the congregation through our UU Women's Spirit group. Romantha considers herself spiritual but not religious, fits in here perfectly, and enjoys learning about different spiritual traditions from around the world. She's happy to have found a community of like-minded people who want to utilize the best tools we have to enrich ourselves spiritually and to make a positive impact on other folks and the world around us. Romantha is a UVA home health RN who lives in Palmyra with her husband and our 3 little chihuahuas. They are recent empty nesters as their 20-year-old son left home last year, and they just celebrated their 9th wedding anniversary on May 15th. So, now that took a long time, and we debated about whether we should take time to read all these, and I'm like, you know, having a lot of, well, thank you, I appreciate the affirmation, but this is a good worship problem to have, isn't it? We have a lot of new members, so this is wonderful. So now with that, I want to invite all the new members who are present here today. If you had a profile up there, even if you didn't, but you're here, all the new members, come on down and join Angela and I on the chancel, on the steps here. So come on down. All new members, come on down. All those who have signed a membership book in the past year, you can stand along the steps. Wonderful. Come on down, come on down. And as they make their way down, I also want to invite Board President Pam McIntyre to come forward and offer some presidential words. And Joan, can I just I want to bring this out so you all can, the congregation can see it. This is the membership book that you all just signed. Okay.
Oh, good morning. Good morning. As president of the Board of Trustees, I'm so happy to welcome all our new members. Ever since our founding in 1943, we have invited new members to sign this beautiful book. In addition to signatures, the book records births, marriages, and deaths over the last 80 years. The signatures of the members in this book are a symbol of who we've been in the past, who we are today, and who we will become in the future. Signing the membership book is an expression of your commitment to join with all of us in the search for truth and meaning and in the journey to build a world of love and justice. I invite those of you who are current members of the UU congregation of Charlottesville to...
Not yet.
Not that, sorry.
Not yet. In a minute.
Anyways. Okay, well, I'm done.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Welcome to all of you. It's so nice to have you here.
Actually, you're not done, because now, no, you're done speaking.
Ah.
Now you're going to help hand out the gifts, which are these beautiful, am I on? Maybe not. I am. These beautiful chalices made by the fabulous Cersei Strauss, who is sitting in the back row over there. Thank you, Cersei. Oh, it's all right. You're good. You're good. So come on down, Angela. Now, I will ask for one per family, so because we don't want to run out of Cersei's beautiful chalices. So go ahead, Angela. Why don't you get started? I will walk around as well. I'll come over to this end. Yeah, I'll come over here. Why don't you get them out of the box? Pam, why don't we go to the other end? Yeah. Yep, perfect. And then I think Marguerite.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Judith.
Thank you.
Jess. And Samantha. Is that everybody? Oh, wonderful. Fantastic. All right. We hope that this gift will be a sacred object and help you create some sacred space at home. Some of you may already have a chalice or chalices at home. I have a couple. I think Reverend Leah has 300 or 400. So anyway, so I hope that these chalices enable you to light a beacon of peace and joy and connection in your lives. Now, I would like to invite the congregation to please rise and join in saying these words of welcome and blessing. So please join with me in saying these words. We welcome you as new members of the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Charlottesville. We are grateful for your commitment, your caring, and your passion. We invite you to participate fully in the life of our congregation, sharing your gifts as we live our Unitarian Universalist values and principles. We promise to respect your inherent worth and dignity and to love and support you through the joys and sorrows of life. This is your spiritual home. Welcome. Amen. So, can we have a little round of applause for our new members? Woo-hoo! Welcome, everyone, and you may return to your seats. Thank you so much for being here and for joining this community.
Thank you. That's very nice.
Absolutely, of course, of course. And now let's join together in singing our children out. And kids, you are heading to the social hall, and you're going to make meal packets today. So let's sing our kids out to the social hall, and Linda will help show you the way.
We are an interconnected community that cares for one another. Part of how we embody this care is making time each week to share the joys and sorrows we hold in our hearts. In honor of all our joys and sorrows, everyone is invited to come forward as you wish and place a glass stone in a communal bowl of water as a symbolic act of each being held by the larger love that holds us all. All are welcome to participate, including those who are new to our congregation. Those online, you may type your joys and sorrows into the chat. Now we have 2 baskets of glass stones, one at the back of the sanctuary and one right here near the front pews. Please take a stone or multiple stones from whichever basket is closer to you. When you have your stone, feel free to come down the center aisle or even the side aisles as well and make your way to the bowl of water on the table right here in front of the steps. No need to form a line. Simply come forward as you are so moved, and there is plenty of room for more than one person at a time to drop their stone in the bowl at the same time. Now, Ellen Longmore from our pastoral care team will come forward to help hold the space. Ellen will be available for a few minutes after the service in the back corner of the sanctuary if you are in need of support or just want someone to listen. Those online, you may contact the pastoral care team at pastoral@uucharlottesville.org. Let us begin. Thank you, John. This community offers its love and support to what is closest to our hearts. Another way that we show our care for one another is in sharing our financial gifts with the community and our congregation. Our social action collection for the month of May is for Central Virginia Community Justice, whose mission is to provide brave spaces for restorative justice practices. CVCJ is also closely connected to our congregation, and several of our members work with CVCJ, and UUCville also provides space for CVCJ meetings and conferences. Rachel, please show us the social action slide for giving. In addition to giving online, if you would like to make a donation with cash or check, please use the social action collection envelopes and place them in the collection plate. Make sure to make the checks out to UU Congregation of Charlottesville and write Social Action Collection in the memo line. In addition to our social action collection, we also invite you to generously support the ministries and mission of the UUCville congregation, the UU Congregation of Charlottesville, through your pledges and the weekly Sunday morning offering. Your financial gifts support our congregation and enable us to put love into action. This is our shared ministry. You can now offer your financial support for UUCville by using the text address or going to our website. You may place cash or check in the collection plates as they are passed. Let us now dedicate the many gifts we share with one another by saying, "We accept your gifts with gratitude. May we use them wisely for the highest good. Our reading is called The Great End in Religious Instruction by Unitarian minister William Ellery Channing and is adapted from a speech he delivered to the Unitarian Sunday School Society in 1837. The great end in religious instruction is to stir up the minds of the young, not to stamp our minds upon their own. The great end is not to make them see with our eyes, but to look inquiringly with their own. The great end is not to give them a definite amount of knowledge, but to inspire a fervent love of truth. The great end is not to impose religion upon them, but to awaken the conscience. In a word, the great end of religious instruction is to awaken the soul, to touch inward springs, and to excite and cherish spiritual life.
Thank you, Angela. 1837, in this one minister's opinion, nobody said it better since. That's my opinion. I'll say more about Channing in a minute. Well, I'd like to begin by once again offering a warm welcome to all of our new members, those who we recognize this morning and those who have become members over the last year but could not be with us today. We are so honored and inspired that you have chosen to share your spiritual lives with us. And I must say that every time we hold a new member ceremony, I am filled with so much hope for Unitarian Universalism and for our congregation. Welcoming new members reminds us that we are growing, that we are transforming lives and being transformed, that we are truly living our congregation's mission to put love into action. I must confess that new member ceremonies always take me back to the time 25 years ago when I first became a member of a Unitarian Universalist congregation. When I signed that congregation's membership book, I remember feeling like I was at the beginning of a new and exciting chapter in my life and my spiritual journey, and that after what felt like a lifetime of searching, that I had finally found my spiritual home. And as I think I've shared with most of you at one time or another, this part of congregational life, welcoming new members into Unitarian Universalism, It is one of the most important ways that I feel called and nourished as a UU minister. That's the reason I put a good bit of my ministerial time and energy into our membership ministry. I want newcomers and new members to feel at least some of the same excitement and anticipation I did when I discovered and then became a Unitarian Universalist. I want them to find those aspects of our tradition and our congregation, our values and stories, spiritual practices, commitment to and work for justice and peace. I want everyone who comes through our doors or joins us online to be welcome and invited to become part of a religious tradition and a community, a tradition centered in love, and a community that simply says, "Come as you are. Be yourself." You don't have to put on a religious or spiritual mask to hide your doubts or your questions, or to pretend to believe things that don't ring true in your mind and your heart. In this religious tradition and in this congregation, you are always welcomed and loved for who you are. Now, because I'm feeling a little nostalgic for the time when I discovered and made the choice to become a UU, I want to just share with you two brief moments that really helped me to know that I had found, at long last, a spiritual home. The first came not long after I began attending a UU congregation on a regular basis, that same congregation that I eventually joined. It was during a Sunday service, and the minister was giving a kind of UU 101 sermon. At one point, he said something that literally caught me by surprise and changed the direction of my spiritual life, and that forever changed the way I understood what religion can and should be. This is what he said. In Unitarian Universalism, the words "I don't know" are considered to be deeply, deeply spiritual. Now, I don't know what kind of expression I had on my face, but I do recall that I was in shock that a minister standing in one of those very high and traditional-looking New England pulpits was telling me that it was not only okay to have more questions than answers, or to be uncertain about what I believed, but that questions and uncertainty made me deeply spiritual, not a religious failure or a lost soul. Now, I think that moment was transcendent. Rachel's got a little sound we're going to play, kind of what I experienced, so thank you. But in all seriousness, that was my UU aha moment, and I have never looked back or regretted my decision to become a Unitarian Universalist. This is my faith tradition, and all of you and UUs everywhere are my spiritual family. Now, sometime after I had that angelic aha moment, I read the words for the first time that you heard earlier from William Ellery Channing. I hope we can put the words up on the screen. There they are, and there's a picture of Channing. Now, I reread these words every year, and I share them, as those who attended the last New Member and Friends class can attest. I share them with that class, and as I said a moment ago, no one has ever said it better, not only in this religion, but in my opinion, my not-so-humble opinion, in any religion. Think for a moment about the vision of religion that William Ellery Channing articulates. Religion is about stirring up the mind, touching inward springs, inspiring a fervent love of truth, and awakening the conscience. I must say that having spent a good part of my earlier religious life feeling as if my heart and mind were being, quite frankly, stamped and compelled to accept one truth and to follow one path, reading Channing's words always makes me feel liberated and set free, and reminds me over and over and over again why I am a a Unitarian Universalist. So let me simply conclude by saying how thrilled we are that all of you have made the choice to share your spiritual lives with the UU congregation of Charlottesville. This is your spiritual community, and I mean this with all my heart. We are your people. I hope you will always find in this congregation a place of welcome and love, a source of inspiration and joy, and a community where you can be who you are and bring your whole selves. Thank you so much for making this journey with us, and may that journey always be blessed with love and with the fire of commitment. And how's that for a tip-off of what our closing hymn is? So let's now rise in body or spirit, and let's join in singing hymn number 1028, The Fire of Commitment. Please rise. Wonderful. You may be seated. Woohoo! Angela, would you please extinguish the chalice? And the choir, would you please come on up? I want to leave you with these closing words from another great Unitarian minister from yesteryear, Theodore Parker. He said, "Be ours a religion which, like sunshine, goes everywhere. Its temple, all space. Its shrine, the good heart. Its creed, all truth. Its ritual, works of love. Its profession of faith, divine living." Blessed be.
Oh
and the